Do you want to get yourself a free Tuhanarak right now? Today is your chance to do it. There's a new promo code that's just launched for new players, just like we had back in the day at the, I think like March or something like that, when the 6th anniversary of Raid Shadow Legends came around. We had Supreme Gaelic come around as a free champion, which I think it might have been an orc if I'm not mistaken. Now we have a new set of promo codes which are going to be coming with some free stuff, right? So yeah, I think Supreme Gaelic is somewhere right here. There we go. So yes, we got a new promo code which, if you are going to be starting a new account, you're going to be able to redeem for yourself and get yourself a free Tuhanarak, right? So let's get into it. Let's analyze this champion and let's see if she's actually worth starting a new account for. Let's go. So right away, let's go ahead and check out what this promo code is going to be, right? So I got it over here copied, and if you just go ahead and type that in there as a new player, that is because if your account is already a little bit older, that's what you're going to be getting. That account is not going to be working for you, right? So you can only use it as a new player. So let's move on and check out Tuhanarak herself, as she is a support champion who has a pretty good rating on Hell Hades. I already checked out. It's a 4.5 out of 5, right? Let's see her reviews real quick. As you can see, she's like almost a 5 pretty much everywhere. That's really like an important kind of content. Hydra, Chimera, Demon Lord, Iron Twins, which is just for the farming the stuff for the souls, and Dragon's Lore as well. Arena a little bit great. She's just like good overall pretty much in every single keep. So you want this champion. I mean, if I could get her for sure, I would definitely be doing so. I'm not going to be starting a new account myself, but if you are thinking about it, then this would be a perfect pick. Let's see what her skills are first and foremost. Attack one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Alright. Places a continuous heal buff on this champion for 1 turn. Also places a continuous heal buff for 1 turn on an ally with the lowest HP and damage based off of defense. Okay, so another one of those A1s that applies a decreased speed debuff, just like Oella. Also coming with a continuous heal that's going to be pretty spammable, so she's going to be quite a strong healer. Now her A2 is a 1 enemy attack with a 75% chance of applying a decreased attack debuff and the block buffs debuff for 2 turns. Also applies a debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and placing them on all allies. Now, is that going to be debuff spread effect, meaning that is it going to be a debuff that also gets placed? I don't think so. It's like the trigger from Makentum, where he is going to be able to spread his own debuffs, but that is after you attack and place those debuffs onto the already debuff spread debuff. It's a different kind of stuff. If you already got the debuffs like the decreased speed on the enemy and then you go with the A2, it's going to be spreading that decreased speed onto the other enemies. Otherwise, that decreased attack debuff is quite strong, the block debuffs is quite strong as well. Only onto 1 enemy though, but it's quite a single target destroy for like bossing and stuff, right? That's why her ratings are so good for bossing, in particular, Demon Lord and all that. You definitely want that decreased attack, and the block buffs can mean that, like, for example, the Demon Lord cannot get his increased attack buff going on. So very, very strong A2, also based off of defense. Then on the A3 we have a 60% increased defense buff and 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. That is a lot of increased defense, and increased speed is a massive buff. So she's debuffing by quite a lot. Decreasing speed, decreasing speed over here, decreasing attack over here, blocking buffs over there, also applying other debuffs to random enemies, placing them on all enemies as well, right? It's not like an enemy, it's like every single other enemy is going to be getting 2 of those debuffs onto somebody else, and then also doing a little bit of healing and the spammable version of that healing. So that is a very, very loaded kit. And what is her passive? Removes 1 random debuff from all allies at the start of each turn. She's also a debuff cleanser, and then remove 2 random debuffs instead from allies under continuous heals, meaning that you are going to be getting insane value out of the A1. Now, this is only going to be on an ally for 1 turn, so you're going to be able to do this for like 2 allies. Basically, every single turn, you're going to be able to remove at least 2 random debuffs from yourself, because you're going to be getting those from the A1, and then 2 random debuffs from somebody else because of this other effect, and then from all the other allies, it's going to be removing 1 random debuff. So she is loaded. She's definitely loaded. I mean, no wonder she has these massive ratings. She's a support with like pretty much everything you want on her. She just doesn't have the most heals. Obviously, she's not a healer, supposed to be a healer, but she does have a little bit of a heal here and there, right? You would need a reviver alongside her for sure, but you got everything you want on a debuffer. Like, she's straight up just a debuffer with a little bit of debuff cleansing, right? So like a debuffer cleanser slash off healer who also brings a 70 accuracy in all battles. That's like the strongest version I've seen of the accuracy increase on the aura. So this is a massively loaded kit. So obviously as a debuffer you would want her on full accuracy first and foremost, then a lot of speed, and then it would probably just be a matter of getting a lot of defense because her attack is based off of defense. Not really scaling it too much. As you can see, the damage scaling isn't the greatest, so she's probably not going to be doing too much damage, but you would want defense on her for sure, a lot of it, and then it would just be like HP and persistence, right? So the standard debuffer setup, you could like put anything on her, put like some relentless gear on her, some reflex setup gear on her. That would be insane. Probably some speed gear if you don't have, I don't know, like reflex, and then that would be good to go. She's a must, I would say. I mean, if you are thinking about starting a new account, this is a lot better of a pick than Supreme Gaelic was. Like Supreme Gaelic's ratings. Let's quickly go ahead and check out Supreme Gaelic real quick. If you want to join my team in Raid Shadow Legends, click the link in the description to get a free Narma as well as Anax, Uugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. Here's what you need to do. First of all, log out of Plarium Play on PC and uninstall. Then click the link in the description and register a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial, and then go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get a fresh start in Raid with a free Narma and 3 epic champs. Click on my link right now. Supreme Gaelic is alright, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the same, I would say. Yeah, the ratings are sort of the same. He is an attack champion though, so depending on what you're needing, of course, he would also be definitely a massive peak. And he is also loaded, don't get me wrong, but support champions are usually a lot harder to come by, like good support champions that you would want in your team compositions, especially for bossing. And yeah, she is definitely one of those. Yeah, you don't have the chance of getting Supreme Gaelic anymore, so there's not really a choice. It's just a matter of if you're really looking into starting a new account, you should definitely be trying to do so right now, because damn, that is a very, very good pick. And of course, you can also go ahead and use any of the other promo links to start a new account, right? So you could get like any champion out of those promo links, like for example mine is going to be down in the description. And then if you go ahead and use the promo code that I just showed you before, you can go ahead and grab a free Tuhanarak right now. Insane pick. And as I was saying, I would totally be gearing her up something like what I have over here with my Udex Arthur. Relentless set would be ideal on a champion like that because you get the chance of getting an extra turn. And then I cannot show you the reflex set. I think actually reflex, yeah, could also be working pretty well on her with like random skill cooldown reduction for those debuffs just to be coming around a little bit more. The other set, which I forgot the name of actually, is the one you get from Live Arena, which also gives you the chance of reducing a random skill cooldown and a little bit of speed. Would be also pretty good, as well as just like a speed set. What I have going on her, or rather on the Udex Arthur right now, as for artifact sets go, that would be a good combination. But most importantly, you would need accuracy, which for example for Udex Arthur I don't care about. I would care a lot more for accuracy, for example on like an Akentum, which I have quite some accuracy over here. So you would want on a champion like Tuhanarak definitely very, very high accuracy first and foremost. Then it would be a matter of getting enough speed for a support champion, which is usually a very, very high base speed already, because you get that from like ascending it to 6 stars and stuff like that. You usually get like a base speed of 100 and something. And also she comes with the accuracy aura, which like is going to be allowing you to get to the accuracy requirements a lot easier. For example, the other sort of accuracy aura that I've seen, I haven't really seen that many, but they're like 40 is like the best I've seen. So her having 70 is going to be making your life gearing wise a lot easier. That is of course if you're going to be using that aura. But yeah, otherwise you would probably need her to be on like 250, depending on the level of content you're doing. Remember, the way you want to be thinking about how much accuracy you need on a champion in Raid Shadow Legends is just by going to whatever dungeon level you're doing right now and adding a 0 after the stage level you're doing, right? So like stage 16, you would need 160 accuracy. If you're like farming the high stages, like already 25 and stuff, you need 250 accuracy, right? So a lot easier to gear up a champion that's requiring accuracy when you have an aura like that one with 70 accuracy being added onto your gear, right? Straight up like your stats baseline. So yeah, if you were to be getting a Tuhanarak for yourself, I would be doing it that way. Get a lot of accuracy, get a lot of speed, first and foremost accuracy, then speed, and then just go for that defense, because the attacks are scaling off of defense, so might as well get a little bit of that, and then HP and also a little bit of resistance would be the last thing to go. And for the artifact sets, I would go for the relentless speed. Reflex could also work, and then the one you get from Live Arena, which I forgot the name about, but you can find on Hell Hades. Anyways, got guides on how to gear any champion as well on this channel. Now before you go, please go ahead and check out Aptoide if you haven't done so yet. It's going to be allowing you to get massive bonuses when buying things in Raid Shadow Legends when you play through Aptoide. So the way this works is basically you just download Raid Shadow Legends on Aptoide, and then when you play it, you're going to be prompted to do the payments you want to be doing through the Aptoide wallet, where you can see that you're going to be getting bonuses that can go from extra 10% of the money you're spending, all the way up to extra 35% of that much money. So as you can see, I would currently, if I was going to be buying this pack, would be getting 8 euros as a cashback, which if I do have enough of, I can go ahead and use to make the purchases for me instead of actually using my real money. So I can just go ahead and select the Aptoide balance and do the purchase without actually using my real money. You're just basically getting more value for your money, multiplying the value you get for your money. There's going to be a guide down in the description about how to set the whole thing up on like an Android emulator like BlueStacks on your PC or on your phone, an Android phone. It doesn't work on iPhone, unfortunately, on iOS. And if you are going to be using it, there's going to be a code as well here somewhere as well as down in the description that is going to be allowing you to get an even bigger bonus from the get-go, 5% extra bonus to get as you're doing those purchases right away, right? So hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know any questions down below in the comment section. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you get Tuhanarak, and definitely you should be getting into it. And that's pretty much going to be it. Like, subscribe, and that's it. Bye-bye. See you.